Hey guys, welcome to What in the World? Steve. Okay, today I want to talk to you about gang fights. It's interesting, eh? Yeah. In the 80s, if you were to, eat in the streets of Hong Kong, like, the big brothers would teach you. They would tell you that, when you're eating with your bros and you're in the street and you weren't prepared for war, because you were just chilling out for the evening and having a beer, having your hot pot, or having your stir fries. You weren't anticipating a fight, you know what I mean? But what happens is when you live in the high life of the brotherhood, sometimes it's inevitable that sometimes you have to suddenly be ready to defend yourself, But as you normally do if you're chilling out, obviously you don't carry any weapons and stuff, So what the elders always taught the young ones back in the day was this: if you're eating in the street, and you've encountered an attack on you and you had to defend yourself, anything was a weapon. Yeah. Whether it was your folded chair, you have to get out of your seat and unfold it to its original form and use it as a weapon. Whatever you can get your hands on, man. Beer bottle or, ashtray, whatever, man. It's just a form of defense, And you just have to defend yourself in any way you can, because you don't have a weapon. So you're just going to have to pick up anything. Yeah. And if the authorities come and then they've taken one of your bros, and if you are the bro that has got caught, just please make sure you don't look at your other bros. Just start complaining and then making a commotion, and then so that your other bros can get away so they don't get caught. Yeah. Don't look at them and say, don't look at them giving the authorities a chance to have a suspicion on your actual counterpart that's actually helping you out in a situation, as opposed to dobbing them in. I mean, I know you don't mean it because you don't have experience at the time, but just start crying and yelping and then draw out the authorities' attention, so your brethren doesn't get caught, instead of looking at them going, I got caught. It's like you're being stabbed or something. That's no good, man. Yeah. So yeah, don't look at your reverends so that they can get away because they're trying to help you out. And also if you ever get attacked, just make sure that anything's a weapon. Deep tanga, folded chair, or ashtray. Anything, mate. Anything will help. So long as oh yeah. They say in Hong Kong, right, as a joke, the reason why they buy very heavily expensive brands for handbags and stuff, and I won't say the name, right? It's 2 letters, They buy that brand is because jokingly, if someone comes and chops you with a knife, you can use that leather to block it. Because that's high quality leather, right? Even if you drop that in a bag or a suitcase in Titanic, right? You can still retrieve it and then get it back. That's how good the quality product is. So that's why when they get rich, they buy good stuff. That brand. Because they know that even if they get chopped, they can use it to block the knife. Yeah. Thanks, Iva. I got that one off you. Yeah, that was one of your story as well. Yeah, I love her. She's a great super spiritual tarot reader, which is the previous year's TVB award winner for the Supernatural show. Yeah, I love her too. I'll give her a shout out someday soon. But anyway, yeah, remember, yeah, if you get caught, don't look at your other bros, and then make sure they don't get caught. Yeah, and then also grab anything, man. Yeah, but if you can afford it, yeah, buy good leather stuff, buy quality stuff so you don't get chopped. Okay, guys, have a lovely day, and we'll talk soon. Haven't sung for a while. I let the bros sing over the retreat because starting to get a bit like, cam there, which is what they call a bit croaky. Yeah. Love you. Bye bye. See you.